It is still an active scene out here on Cheek Road. It's not just what was dumped last night. Take a look at all the trash. When we first pulled up here, there was a line of cars, but it has gotten better throughout the day. Take a look. What was ice earlier has now turned into slush. This is the app. It's called Yik Yak. Funny name. The Blue Monster has gotten a facelift. The new state-of-the-art board is 3 times bigger. Most of the spray paint that was on this Confederate memorial has been removed. You can still see a little bit of the phrase "tear it down" here on the back. One tree here, another over here, and one fell on the roof of the house, knocking the chimney off of the home. The Carolina Panthers are headed to Super Bowl 50 and thousands of fans showed up in downtown Charlotte.
The components are very tiny, but they're efficient and very powerful. It has a 270-pound door, lanterns, and a radio. This storm shelter is ready to go,
and it's no easy feat getting these up in the air. It is still an active scene out here on Cheek Road, but much more quiet than what we saw earlier today. Things turned very chaotic at around 9:30 this morning. We want you to go ahead and take a look at what we saw earlier this morning. What you just saw in that video was a man who the victim's family said committed the crime. Now, they chased him down Cheek Road out of the apartment complex. That man denied being involved several times, and police say that he is not considered a suspect in this crime. He was removed from the scene in handcuffs to protect him, police say. Well, Sky 5 was over the scene around 9 a.m. when police were called here to the Oakley Square apartments. When police arrived, they found Fred Edgerton shot to death. He was the property manager at this apartment complex. Neighbors describe him as kind, one neighbor calling him a pillar in the community. A woman who lives in Oakley Square says that she heard the shots this morning.
I heard the gunshots, but when I came out here, I seen people running. So when I came outside, I seen him laying on the ground up there.
You saw him?
Yes, ma'am. They said he got hit, top of the head.
Well, emotions continue to boil over here for nearly 30 minutes after the man was removed. Things are again now much more quiet, but the investigation does continue out here. We did ask police about a possible motive. They wouldn't give us one, but they say that they do not believe that this was a random act. Neighbors out here say that they believe that Edgerton may have gotten into the middle of a domestic dispute. We are still working to confirm that. We will have the very latest for you tonight on WRAL at 5 o'clock. It definitely doesn't smell good out here. It actually is a little bit better than what it was earlier, but it's been pretty bad out here throughout the day. And it's not just what was dumped last night. Take a look at all the trash. There's trash all along this roadway and in the creek. Tires. Earlier we saw a burned out chair, couch cushions. And the woman who owns this property says she is fed up. It's dirty, smelly work, cleaning up trash and testing the water from around a creek where people have been illegally dumping. The Wake County Sheriff says the most recent case came just hours before this cleanup. Aaron Severs is accused of pumping food byproduct in the creek off of Mary Hobby Road. Severs is the president of Separator Solutions, a company that offers sludge removal and composting services. The sheriff says while unloading his waste in the creek, Severs' truck slipped down the embankment and got stuck.
A neighbor came by and said, "I think there's a truck down there."
Sarah Penny owns the land where the incident happened. Her son called the sheriff's office to report Severs. She says despite this posted sign, people constantly leave their junk here.
We have been trying to get it cleaned up. We've smelled horrible smells down here. People don't want to go as far as the dump. They don't want to pay the money to have things hauled off.
Severs would not speak to WRAL on camera, but tells us he was not illegally dumping. He says he was heading to his mechanic, who is also located on the secluded road, when his brakes gave out, causing him to slip down the embankment. Penny doesn't believe him.
I think that, unfortunately, he probably just got caught.
Penny says she doesn't know how to stop the dumping, but wishes people would respect her family's property.
This is where my grandson plays, and it breaks my heart. I would not want anyone to have to experience this.
Now, we did some digging to see if Separator Solutions had any environmental violations in the past. We didn't find any similar complaints. We also checked with the North Carolina Division of Water Resources. They say in all, 3,400 gallons of that food byproduct, grease byproduct, and wastewater were dumped here in this creek. David?
Wow, what a mess, and I know you'll be glad to leave. Ariel Clay reporting live in Wake County. Thank you.
For a child who was shot in the face earlier this week, Samaya Hargrove was really in amazing spirits. She was laughing and joking around, but she does have a message for her shooter. She wants whoever is responsible to apologize. Ever since losing her eye in a drive-by shooting just a few days ago, Samaya Hargrove and her mom have come up with a special way to start their mornings.
We put our peace up every day, right? That means peace up, guns down.
The 9-year-old girl was outside her cousin's Henderson apartment with several other children early Monday morning when someone drove by and opened fire.
They're saying it was targeted to someone else.
But they hit Hargrove in the face and her older cousin in the arm. Tisha Bullock says since the moment her daughter was shot, she's been amazed at the girl's strength.
She walked herself inside the hospital herself, like no ambulance. I took her myself.
I'm stronger than my mama.
I tell her every day she's stronger than me. I tell her every day. That's right. Every day.
Samaya says so far things haven't been so bad. After all, there have been lots of presents.
I get gifts. So far it's been good to me because I don't even feel it. I don't even notice it.
She is well aware of the fact that whoever shot her is still on the loose. For that person, she has this message.
Why? Why they did it?
Bullock says police are working hard to find the shooter, asking anyone with information to come forward. For now, Bullock is focused on keeping her daughter's spirits up and remembering what's important.
They can have the eye. I still have Samaya. That's all I'm happy with that.
Hargrove will get a prosthetic eye in about 8 weeks, and down the road, she will have to have a surgery on her skull, which was fractured in the shooting. Ariel Clay, WRL News, Henderson.